When your partner is depressed, it is very common to feel unsupported in your relationship, to feel like your own problems, your own issues, your own need for help and support is not being met. Your issues are not relevant or not as important as what your partner is going through. And this can leave you feeling really isolated and really alone with your own challenges in your life. I'm Rachael Sloan. I'm a relationship coach and a certified NLP practitioner, and this is the Journey to Emotional Freedom. Thank you for being here, and if you like this content, please click that subscribe button and help me reach more viewers. So one of the many things that happens when you love someone with depression is that you find your own needs being left unmet, your own needs in that relationship. Yesterday's video talked a lot about your need to feel loved and how to go about meeting that need when you are not having it met by your partner in your relationship. Today, I want to talk about your need to feel supported because I see one of two things typically happening when you love someone with depression. Either you don't bring up your own problems at all because you feel like what they're going through is so much worse and you don't want to bother them with your whatever frivolous problem at work or the argument you had with your mom. The other thing that sometimes happens is you do bring these things up because you are looking for help, you are looking for their advice and support, and you don't get it. They can't really be there for you. They can't fully listen. What is going on inside of them is too overwhelming, is too painful. So you try, you put yourself out there, and you don't get the support that you were looking for. And either way, you end up feeling pretty crappy. You feel alone with your problems, you feel isolated, and you probably start to feel resentful. Resentful of your partner, or at the very least resentful of their depression. Resentful that they aren't there for you the way you want them to be. The really wild thing that happens when you're not feeling supported by your partner is that you end up not supporting yourself. Let me see if I can show you what I mean. Let's imagine that my husband is depressed and I'm having a problem at work. And it's not a small problem. It's a pretty big deal. Maybe it's something that happened with my boss. Maybe I'm actually questioning whether I can stay in this job or not. Is it the right place for me? So there's a lot of conflict going on. I don't know what to do. I'm not sure how to deal with this. And I look to my husband for help. I want to talk to him about it, but he is not in a place where he can really listen. Maybe he tries, maybe he does his best, but I can see he's distracted with his own pain. He's in this dark place. I really can't talk to him. I can't get the feedback that I think that I need. So what do? Well, I'm feeling frustrated. I'm feeling resentful. I am probably also feeling lonely, and I'm probably also feeling like I don't know, right? I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. I don't know how to deal with this problem. The person that I count on is not here for me right now. I can get into the cycle of emotion that feels really overwhelming because there's frustration, there's resentment, there's loneliness, there is overwhelm, I don't know what to do, I don't know where to go, and I'm stuck. I only have myself to count on, and I don't know what to do. So where do I go from here? If you have ever been in that place, my question to you is, how do you act? What kinds of things do you do with that frustration, that resentment, the overwhelm, and the loneliness? If you're like me, you probably buffer, right? You try to avoid a lot of those feelings in whatever way that whatever your buffering of choice is. Maybe it's binging on Netflix, maybe it's binging on food, maybe it's binging on alcohol. Whatever it is that you use, maybe it's shopping or gambling, whatever it is that you use to not feel those things you're feeling, to not feel lonely, to not feel frustrated, to not feel overwhelmed with your problem. So let's follow this little train here. We start with the thought that he's not supporting me, he's not there for me. We get all of these feelings associated with that. Those lead to these buffering actions. What is the result that you are getting? Because what I want to point out is when you fall into the cycle, you end up not supporting yourself. There are things that you could do to support yourself. There are other places you could look for advice. You could also spend some time sitting with yourself, looking at this problem objectively. But I tell you what, of all the things you could do to support yourself through this difficult and challenging decision, or through this hard problem, binging on Netflix, binging on brownies, shopping on Amazon, and drinking a couple bottles of wine is not helping you. It's not helping you get through this problem. It is just drowning some of these emotions. So when you are depending on your partner to support you, when you are needing him to meet that need, to make you feel supported, it takes you down this path where you end up not supporting yourself. You're not there for yourself. I hope that this is making sense, and I hope that you can see some of this in yourself, because that is the most effective way to handle this need. Yesterday when we were talking about your need to feel loved, I encouraged you to go out and look for all the ways that you are loved. But I don't want to do that with feeling supported. I don't want you to look for the ways that you are supported. What I want you to do is actually start looking for the ways that you are not supporting yourself. I want you to get really brutally honest and take a deep look at your own behaviors. What are you doing when you don't feel supported by your partner? So here's how the exercise goes. You can do this anytime you're not feeling supported by your partner. You can also do this now, thinking about a time when you didn't feel supported by your partner. So I want you to have a time, either you're feeling it right now or you're remembering a time you didn't feel supported. And I want you to really go into that feeling. I want you to notice, what was I thinking? What thoughts were going through my head? Close your eyes. What am I seeing? Do I have any visuals? What am I hearing? What is my voice saying in my mind? Write it all down. Really get into that place. Write down everything you were thinking in that moment when you felt so unsupported by your partner. Next, I want you to check in with your body. Notice, what are the physical sensations in my stomach, in my chest, in my throat, in my face, in my head? What am I feeling? What are those physical sensations? Can I name them? Is there an emotion that goes along with these feelings? Maybe there's a couple of emotions. Write it down. Now you've got all the things you were thinking, all the things you're feeling when you don't think your partner is supporting you. Then it's time to get honest. Make a list, an exhaustive list of everything you do and don't do when you are thinking and feeling that way. This is where you have to just, don't worry, no one else is ever going to see this. This is just for you and for your own personal growth. Write down everything you do. What are all of those behaviors that you use to escape those painful emotions? Write it all down. Be really honest with yourself. And also write down what you don't do. What do you not do? Is there help and advice that you don't seek? Is there relaxation exercises you don't do? What is it that you do and don't do in response to all of those feelings? Write it down, make a list, and ask yourself, what else? What else do I do? What else don't I do? Okay, exhaust a whole page. Be really, really clear on all of the things that you did and didn't do, or you are and are not doing when you feel these emotions. And then take a moment, be kind to yourself, and be proud of yourself for doing this work, because this is not easy. But look at all of that. Look at what's in front of you and just ask yourself, is this how I want to show up for myself? Is this how I want to support myself? I imagine you're probably ready to go back to the last video where you get to look for all the ways that you are loved, because that's a lot more fun, right? Feels a lot better. But this is important work too. And be gentle with yourself in this process, because it's all about self-awareness. It is not about judging yourself. It is not that you are doing anything wrong. It is not that you should be ashamed of anything you are doing. It is just about noticing what happens when you are relying on your partner to make you feel supported. What result are you getting? That's all this is. And the other thing I really would like you to try to notice as you do this work is that all of those actions and behaviors make perfect sense. Yes, maybe it's not a good way to support yourself, But based on the way you were thinking and the way you were feeling, those are the actions you had to take. Of course you behave the way you behave. Of course you binge on Netflix. Of course you drink 2 bottles of wine. Of course you fill up your cart on Amazon. Of course you do. Look at the thoughts. Look at those feelings. It makes perfect sense that you are acting the way you are acting. The question is, do you like where you end up? Do you want to keep these thoughts, these feelings, these actions? That's all this is about, is noticing what is really happening without judgment, without shaming yourself. Just noticing that it makes perfect sense that your brain is working perfectly based on what you were thinking. The feelings and the actions flow from that, and it makes perfect sense. But do you like it? Do you like where you're getting? Do you want to keep it? Is this how you want to support yourself? That is the work. Start noticing. And again, notice that your partner really doesn't have anything to do with this. This is your work, and you can do it. So be kind to yourself, be gentle, and above all, write it down. Get a pen, get a piece of paper, write it down, because your brain will do squirrely things to avoid answering these difficult questions. All right, do this exercise. Let me know how it goes. I want to hear from you in the comments. Tell me what you learned, tell me where you got, and tell me where you want to go next. Okay, I hope this was helpful. Remember, please be kind to yourself in this work. Be gentle. You are brave for undertaking it. All right, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.